day of March, Draft Crafters. It's almost draft month. It's Dan, it's JP, and we are T-minus 26 days, 25, 24, somewhere in that ballpark. We're under a month now away from the 2026 NFL Draft in Pittsburgh, where we will not be attending in person. I don't know if we've said that yet or not, because unless somebody
debated it.
Well, yeah, unless somebody from one of the places that'll pay us. If someone's going to pay us, we might show up. I don't know. We'll see. I could still be down with a little sneaky road trip. We could, if we left Pittsburgh, in the morning, or if we left for the Pittsburgh in the morning, rather, we'd get down there, run through all that, shenanigans in the evening, and then drive back and be back up with Brad, and the crew by time things roll on Friday. We'll see. So maybe we are going to go.
He would hate us if we skipped out on day one, though.
I mean, we can just FaceTime the whole way. I'm sure the data will be great there in Pittsburgh. At any rate, we are in draft month now, right? And so there you go. That's a different sound. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the sound of a different kind of bottle. That's not a beer bottle. No, that is a bourbon bottle. I'll let you, keep it a secret for a while here, as opposed to what you're actually drinking. But we'll take care of that at halftime. We are in the last episode in our series of kind of our final. I've been putting but this just gives us the jumping off point for the rest of the month. I've been actually putting on the caption for this each of these episodes, like the tag is final-ish rankings, because let's be honest.
Oh yeah, these are not done until draft day.
We shuffle up till day of.
I saw a thing I got maybe yesterday with Mel Kiper. Jeez, I can't talk today apparently.
That'll be fun.
And he was saying something along the lines of he's getting ready to release his final big board. He's not touching it. I'm like, it's not even April.
He's trying to get out in front of everybody, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, way to lock it in, I guess.
Right?
But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe if we got paid to do this and that's all I had to do too, I'd be like, yeah, I've watched all the tapes 77 times. Unless someone gets hurt, nothing's getting changed.
I still believe you would be kind of. You're like the tinkering kind of person. You're like someone with a car that you always find something you can tinker with right up until you got race day or something. So yeah,
you always find something new, whether it's data, a new little motion on tape. It's like you watch a movie. There's some movies like Fight Club.
Right.
Every time I watch Fight Club, I see something new. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's wild, and that's the same way with
it. Definitely is.
You can never see it enough.
Well, this is the last round of all that stuff, which means we are into the big boys in the trenches. We did outside last time with tackles, and there you go, a little swirl of that little nosh
Dizzy
right
whiskey
there.
is a better whiskey.
There's your first tip of the day, by the way, for everybody. Swirl your whiskey, please. Which also means,
coat the glass, let it so you can check the legs, the oiliness, the viscosity of it. Get a better aroma when you try to nose it.
Those of you who thought JP only knew football and beer. Oh, no. The man knows bourbon, too. Trust me. We'll get into that another day. But we're looking at we did tackles and edge rushers last time. We're looking at interior O-line and interior D-line. And again, this is where it gets fun, because we've got O-linemen in the inside. We're going to split it out between centers and guards that aren't necessarily, they weren't centers and guards in college.
No. And that, dude, I'm going to get out in front of this. I'm going to pull a Mel Kiper, okay? In an opposite way. Mm-hmm. From what you just said, when you find the tackles who have to kick inside, figuring out where to put them in with all the interior linemen when you have no tape of them playing the position, all the analytics are completely different. Because let's be honest, if you play tackle, it's expected you're going to allow a sack or two or three, right? Mm-hmm. On the inside, maybe one or two, At center, usually not a lot, but so it's tough trying to, aside from that, finding tape, nice cut up tape on a lot of these, the top couple guys, you can do that. Mm-hmm. But when you start getting all I guess I'm saying is the interior line is the least settled position I have of all of these, which is why I wanted to do it last, and I still feel unsettled. So there's definitely going to be tinkering. These rankings will change. Well,
and you're taking guys like Jennings Dunker, like Lomu, like some of these guys who, and Parker, Trezu, guys like that played tackle prominently in college, and you're trying to look at their tackle footage and say, okay, I can see this guy making a shift to guard.
That's what I'm saying. It's tough.
Yeah, definitely. Or center in some guys' cases. So with that being said, let's start with centers. How many centers have been getting drafted over the last several years?
Ooh, this is tricky. I'm gonna have to talk about something else real quick because I do have something else to talk about while I get
Oh,
that
all
page
right.
up because I did not pull up that page because my whole
We do
computer
this every time.
was being extremely cranky.
Yay, technology.
Yeah, but I was gonna ask, did you see uh, the Jermod McCoy information on his pro
I
day
did
today?
not. How did his pro day go?
I don't know. He ran the 40, and I
Okay.
saw the headline said he ran a sub 4:40.
Okay.
Nowhere could I find the official number, so I
Sure.
don't know what that is, but it's apparently
Mhm.
sub 4:4. I watched the video. He looked healthy. Did not look like he's moving fast, but it also looked like somebody was filming it from like their tennis shoe because it was like a low, weird angle.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So I don't know. I couldn't even figure out what all workouts he did. It might have just been the
Well,
40.
here you go.
I don't know.
According to Schefter, this is Adam Schefter, kind of a big deal these days in people's circles. He ran a 4.38 with a 38 vertical and a 10.7 broad,
Yeah,
supposedly.
so he's locked in the first round then.
Yeah, he actually did something, which again was the thing we were waiting on. Was would he actually do anything?
Which means he just became my CB1 again because he's younger and allegedly healthy. But it's like a 1A and a 1B.
Sure. Yeah, that's
So-
actually the caption that this Volunteers website that I pulled it up all for Tennessee says, Jermod McCoy is a lock for the first round now. And yes, he is. And that
Yes.
was the question. Can he move? Because again, that was the reason why Will Johnson fell last year was because he didn't do anything, right?
Mhm.
So everyone seems to be thinking that he killed it in the pro day. And while we did just see the counting numbers, again, maybe a 4.36 to 4.38, but I don't know that he necessarily did a lot of field drills. But again, I don't think people are worried about that because they saw his tape from last year. You don't
wanted to see if his
forget
knee
how to
was
backpedal
intact.
and brake. Yeah, exactly. And so we know he can jump and we know he can run straight. We don't know about cutting necessarily, but I imagine he'll be good to go by the time the season rolls around.
All right, back on track here. Centers since 04, as we always do this. The average number of centers since 04 was 7. The last 3 years, that's actually up a tick to 8.
Okay.
And then, you know what else is crazy? Guards. I'm just going to do that real quick.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because I got the sheet up, and we're going to go right into guards next. Since 04, guards have averaged 15. That's also up 1 to 16 for the last 3 years. So we're going to do 8 centers, 16 guards. Going all San
Okay.
Francisco 49ers with Steve Young and Joe Montana here.
Love it. Let's start
what I
off
did there?
with actually, yeah, I did see what you did there. Now let's see who you have just missing your list because I feel like there's 11 draftable centers. Obviously, I only have 8 ranked, but there's 3 guys that are just outside for me.
Off the top of my head, I would say the 3 that just missed it. I guess I've always been semi-intrigued by Parker Brailsford. He missed mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's sitting at 9 for me.
I would also say, man, I wanted to say Bryce Foster from Kansas and Connor Tollison from Missouri, but I'm actually mildly more interested in like Brockermeyer from Miami.
Okay.
I thought I was gonna like Jaron Kump from Indiana a lot better, but I don't know. Brockermeyer was the guy that I actually was trying to find tape on because I thought he might have a shot. He's a little older, but it's offensive line. Who cares, right?
I mean, yeah, there's
What
a
do you
line,
got?
obviously. For me, Luke Pettibone and Jaeger Burton were the other 2 that were just outside of the top 8 for me. Outside the guys you were talking about too. So like there's a handful of interesting UDFAs that'll come out of this center group. This could be, we could see more than 8 drafted this year. That being said, who do you got at 8?
8 is Jaeger Burton.
There you go.
Yep, and I'm going to go from 8 to 5 because that's where I have the day 3 picks here. So my top 4 I have on day 1/2. Well, I got 0 on day 1. So
Right,
they're all day
honest.
2.
Right.
But yeah. So 8 I have Jaeger Burton from Kentucky. 7 I have Matt Goldman from Michigan State. 6 I have
That's
Luke
a tie.
Pettibone. Super salty you didn't put him in there because last time we did the interior line episode, I told you he was a guy I wanted you to look into. It's kind of hard to find some tape of him. I found some. It looked solid.
I was
but
trying to find his age. I was trying to find anything. It's like he's a ghost out
I
there.
can't find
man.
his age either. He doesn't invited to work out anywhere.
Right.
like
That's my
nothing.
concern for putting him in the list.
I'm putting him in the list. And then 5, the last guy, the one that I'm just trying to figure out if maybe it's just me in the NFL like this guy. I don't know. Like, it's weird. It's Pat Coogan from Indiana.
Okay.
He'll be the one I talk about a little bit.
Sure.
When you look at like the NFL gave him a 6.13 grade.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's pretty good, right? He's 6'5", 311. Like, you know, he's got
Smart.
the height and length, everything. He's smart. He didn't allow a single sack or a single hit. I don't think he allowed a single sack in his entire career at Indiana, if I remember.
Well, he only
correctly.
played Indiana 1 year. He played Notre Dame the years before this.
Or
but
yeah,
still.
well, just in college. It was him and another guard I was looking at. That I was actually kind of surprised to see that. But either way, so you get it. Like, no sacks, no hits. So that whole reverse poop ratio that I like to do from the opposite of the edge rushers, his is 0.
Right.
Him and Yager Burton are
number.
the only two guys out of the, how many do I have? I have 19 centers. And him and Yager Burton are the only two to have 0.
Yeah, he
And
did
Coogan
have a
did
sack
that at
in each of his
Indiana in the
last
Big
2
Ten.
years. At
Okay,
Notre
so he
Dame.
wasn't the one I was thinking of.
But still.
Oh, I know who it is. It's the guard from Kansas. I think that's who it is. We'll see when we
Well,
get
we'll
to
get
the
to him in
guard
a
one.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
No, dude, I got Coogan higher than you do, so obviously I agree with you on him. I think
I'm
he's a
fourth round
smart
grade
guy.
on him, but I might be moving him into the third. We'll see.
Yeah, he's in the third for me, but I'll get to him in a minute. I've got Trey Zune the third sitting at 8, and because a lot of people have been saying he's going to be a center.
Oh.
Now, he
I
could
have
be
him
a
as a
guard.
guard.
Right, that's the thing. It's like he's going to be in. This is where the interior versus center versus guard thing ends up being. There's 2 tackles that I have listed at center, so we'll see whether or not you've
I have
got him there
0. Wow. Oh, you put Fano in there? See, I left
No.
Fano.
No,
Oh,
I
I left
left
him
Fano.
at
Well,
guard.
Fano was. I don't leave Fano a tackle. I know he's not going
Oh,
to stay
gosh.
there. I'm believing. All right. 7 is where I got Goldman as well. I've got Connor Liu at 6 and Jake Slaughter at 5. So my top 4 will be a little more of a mystery for you then, sir.
Okay. Well, here we go. The top 4, all third-round grades for me. I don't even have a single second-round grade for center unless
Fair.
you're going to slide Fano in there. I just don't. In the 4 spot, I have Connor Liu. I understand the intrigue with him. The 244 snaps he took this past year before he got hurt, he had, arguably the worst analytics out of anybody that I've named today. But he's also only 20. I also know that last year's tape was pretty damn good. So I'm super intrigued by him still. I just coming off the injury and a down partial year, like I couldn't do it. So he's at 4. He's obviously the guy I'm talking about there. 3, I have Jake Slaughter from Florida. 2, I have Sam Heck from Kansas State. And then 1, I have Logan Jones. I don't care if he's 24 and a half years old. Like, he just looked the best. It is what it is.
Yeah. Any team that doesn't mind a guy who's a little bit lighter is going to be just fine. And most of these centers are not 330-pound centers. There's not a ton of those guys anyways. But yeah.
When you look at my top 3, Heck and Slaughter are 303.
Sure.
And they're taller than Logan Jones. So if anything, I would say they're in theory kind of lighter because Logan Jones is only 6'3". Slaughter's 6'5", 303. He's 6'3", 299. So
yeah, Jones is a little tree trunk out there playing center, which is why he's only got 30 3/4 in his arms. So yeah, he is definitely going to be challenged by some of the longer arm D tackles in the league, but I think he can get underneath him. I'm not too worried about that. And yeah, Jones is 1 for me. Hecht is 2, so we got the same top 2. I've got Coogan at 3. You had him at 5. I like him a little better than you do. And then Brian Parker the second, I'm putting there at 4 because I've got him moving in
I have him at
and
guard.
playing center. Because again, center and guard, I really could see Zune, Parker, and Fano, all are 3 guys that could play any of those interior positions, which is why you see a lot of places split IOL versus guard, but we decided to split it out for these types of exercises for a reason. So yeah, if you move those 2 out, now I got Parker Brailsford and Jaeger Burton in there as well, and then Pettibone would still miss, but just by 1.
Yeah, and I guess just to explain that a little bit, all year long, yes, we do it all as interior line because you don't have a real good idea of what these guys are going to do. Hell, we still kind of don't.
Yeah,
but you got a better idea. So it's not until I do like the final rankings do I break it out into guards and centers. You know what I mean?
Yep. Well, and then even when we do that, we still have some debate about who's going to be where, and we're going to figure that out when teams decide what to do with these players. That being said, let's move over to guards then. There's a few more of these guys usually get drafted.
There are a few more. There, like I say, there's Joe Montana instead of Steve Young here. If you're asking me names that missed the cut, one name that the guy I was talking about missed the cut that I'm super interested in. I was having a tough time finding his tape, but it's Kobe Baines
Okay.
That's how you say it. From Kansas. Don't quote me again because I could be wrong unless you can pull it up. I don't think he allowed a sack like that whole year. And Billy Charuth from Notre Dame, he missed the cut. Those are two
he
guys
didn't make
that
your list. Okay.
I guarantee you Charuth is going to get in there. He's just not because I didn't get to the tape yet. Like I said, I in the interior line, I am behind on. It's a deeper dive.
Sure.
I got to watch more of it. It's the interior line and the D line, man.
So here's what I'll tell you.
Always takes me longer, but Charuth will be in my top 16.
Yeah. Kobe Baines, in his career at Kansas, which was basically 2 full-time starter years, and then his first of those 3 seasons, or rather his 4 seasons in Kansas, but his sophomore, junior year, he played about halftime. 0 sacks, 0 hits. But the interesting thing is his hurries have gone up every season.
Right.
But he has a 0 for the poop ratio.
Those can kind of be subjective. But yeah, having a 3-year poop ratio I'm intrigued. That's why those are the 2 guys I want to see. I want to see more on. I didn't get into their tape fully yet.
Yeah, he's on my list, but didn't make the cut. The 2 boys from Auburn also didn't. Dylan Wade, Jeremiah Wright are just outside, as well as Fernando Carmona and Anez Cooper are all guys that are like right on the cusp. But I decided not to put them in there. And there's those guys could easily squeak in by the time we get to all these picks. But why don't you start us off? What do you have for day 3? How many of those guys?
I will be going from 16 to 7.
Okay.
So I have 6 for day 1, 2 picks. All right.
Yeah, sounds about right.
4 for the 7th round. I think I forgot to do that for center. My bad. Mm-hmm. So the 4 for the 7th round grades, 16, and as Cooper, he just talked about. So you can basically chalk him in as not making it because I already know for a fact that I like Billy Charuth better. I just didn't get to his tape, so I'm not putting him in there. 15, Armaj Reed-Adams from Texas A&M. 14, Evan Bernstein from Northwestern. And then 13, Trey Zune, the 3rd from Texas A&M. That's my 7th round grades. 6th round grade, Dan's going to get pissed. Brian Parker. The 2nd
Rude.
From Duke. I just don't see it, man. I don't
Hater.
know yet.
I don't think he had any sacks either.
Who? Parker? You're talking about Brian Parker? He had like 3 or 4 sacks.
You had 3 or 4
20
sacks.
pressures.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice try. I don't even got to look that up. I know he did. And because that's part of the reason I was dogging him. Like, how do you allow like 3 or 4 sacks at Duke? You're not playing anybody. Come on.
I absolutely love your insane bias against everybody that's not Big Ten or SEC right now.
Oh, it's just Duke. Really. But
anyway, okay, well, fair. I mean, look, we all like to watch Duke lose. There's nothing wrong with that.
My 2 5th-round grades, I have Jaden Roberts from Alabama. I just can't seem to quit this guy. It's driving me insane. I want nothing more than to just have nothing to do with him because he was like guard potential 1 for me at one point. You know, not in this class, but last year's class.
No, he's 12 for me. So,
I like him just a tad bit better. My 10th guy, here's another guy that I really want to dig into. I swear to you, I have not heard anybody talk about him. I started watching him late to the game because he was at the combine. The NFL gave him a 5.86 grade. That is not good. No. And he tested well at the combine, and I was like, and he's huge. 6'5", 334, 33 and 5/8 arm, 10 and 3/8 paws, runs the 40 with the 10 and the 40, both in the green, 509, 40, 173, 10-yard split. One of the very few people who actually like met the threshold for the 10-yard split for this interior line class. And bench 29. Yeah, his name is Micah Morris from Georgia. I'm telling you, he
was in that group that was just outside for me as well.
He obviously is the one I'm talking about from this group. He's very, very likely to move up. I just haven't gotten in the tape yet. So there's a world where he stays the same or could move down. I just feel like if his tape's good, everything else has been good. You know what I mean? 0 sacks, only 2 hits. I like it. Only 4 total pressures on 426 snaps. What are we talking about here? And then the last 3 with the 4th round grades, I'm not going to lie. I totally cheated and put all 3 of these guys together because I'm really struggling with trying to figure out where they fit in when all I can do. They're all the tackles.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
So at 9, I have Cage Casey, Boise State. At 8, I have Caleb Tiernana. I don't know how to say his name.
Tiernan. Yeah. He's 8 for me too.
Oh, nice. And then 7, the last guy, Keegan Tross from Missouri, who
Mhm.
I super liked until I figured out he's a T-Rex.
Right. Shame that.
Yep.
Less of a T-Rex than Caleb. I think he's
Yeah,
got
they're
him by
both
like an eighth
T-Rexes.
of an inch.
Yep. They're both. Yeah, so does so does Cage Casey. But they're only T-Rex at a tackle.
Right.
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Guard. That arm length's perfectly fine for a guard.
Yeah, well, a
But
guy
it's
who's
just
almost the
tough
reason why I
to
could see Tiernan still maybe having some time at tackle is because he's almost 6'8", and just because he's that tall, somebody might give him a shot. But then again, if you got short arms and you can't get him out there, and guys are getting underneath you, who knows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Makes life
We'll
interesting.
see. But yeah, they're just kind of there as a placeholder. I don't know. I feel like
Sure.
they could stay there, could move up, could move down. We'll see.
All right, let me rip through mine real quick. 16 for me is Fabici Nueu from Oklahoma. 15, Logan Taylor from Boston College. Jalen Farmer from Kentucky is 14. Evan Bernstein, who I think you had at 14, I got a 13, from Northwestern. Jaden Roberts is at 12. DJ Campbell's 11. Your boy Billy Schrouth, I think that's how I say his name, from Notre Dame, is sitting at 10 for me because he is a young
R
dude.
silent? Was the R silent?
I'm going with, Schrouth. I think there's a little bit of an R in there.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
That's what I'm going with.
I'm
at
wrong.
least.
Man, we've got like 6 different names already.
I know, this is fun. Keegan Tross is at 9, and then I got Tiernan at 8.
I must tell you that either both of us, or at least one of us, still has a lot of digging to do on interior O-line.
100%, right? And that's part of the fun, because again, it's a tough position to grade out, but I think there's also, dude, both of these position groups, both interior O-line and interior D-line, feels like they have a giant cluster of day 3 picks.
Dude,
and sorting through all of them is interesting.
You opened it up, so I'm going to double down on that too. Yes, I totally agree. I'm going to say this again. It's tough. I hate doing the interior line rankings because everything I talked about already about the tackles kicking in and trying to figure out where they place. But then also, what I've said on a previous show, I think I asked you at the end, like, what position do you think you're the worst at?
This one.
At scouting? Well, mine is D-line for some. I feel better about the interior O-line than I do D. I don't know. I have the least confidence in interior D-line, and I've actually called some gems lately. We're talking about my Kobe Turner pick.
Right. Yep.
Keanu Benton. All right, keep going. Sorry.
But then Kalijah Cansey hasn't been panning out yet, so it's always fun. You know,
He hasn't.
Got to take some swings. But yeah, 9 is Keegan Trost. 8 is where I have Caleb Tiernan. I've actually got Amaj Reed Adams at 7. That finishes
Who's
that
the
tier.
Florida kid?
The Florida kid. Are you talking?
Minnesota got him. He was several years back, but I was super high on him and pissed when Minnesota got him. Sharif Floyd? Is that it?
Mm-hmm. I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't work out either.
A miss. Big swing and a miss there for me.
Whoops.
And who was Malcolm Brown? I was stoked when New England got him.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like awful, but he was not first round pick.
No, and that's where it gets fun. It's like you try to gauge guys. Right. Because things like we talk about these guys, so 7 to 16, right? That's 10 players that could be anywhere in those 3 rounds, and you're kind of shrugging your shoulders unless it's like the guy you have at the back that gets picked at the top of the 4th.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we need to talk about D-line more. I like dogging myself a little bit. It's kind of fun.
Well, that being said, why don't we jump to
it's just fun to reminisce on these guys that you really, really liked. And you're like, well, no, super wrong.
We're gonna have to do another hit and miss episode now that we're through the 3-year window. Like we can go back to the 23
we should
draft.
do that to try to truly identify which position we're actually the worst at.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be good. At least when we can keep that, like we track how many get drafted from each position.
Maybe the best and the worst.
We can track through the years. It's like, oh man, that year was bad, but then this year I was better. So it's kind of like shifting. Say they shift through the years, and then we find out eventually that we're all bad at quarterbacks. Yeah, should be fun. I like it. That'll be a project for the off season. But for right now, let's get to your third round grades for these interior boys.
I have 4 third-round grades, okay? So 6 to 3 here. 6, I have Chase Basantis.
Hey, same.
Do you?
Nice.
Man, he moves so... I like his feet and his stance. I like the way he moves. I really, really do. I actually... You know what? I'll just go out on a limb here. I guess he'll be the main one. These will be the 2 I talk about a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And
it's sad because one of the guys I have up there, I feel like I should talk more about, but it is what it is. Chase Basantis, though. I absolutely love his tape, the aggressiveness, the looks like there's strength, there's power, the feet, the balance, the stance, the hands. I like it quite a bit. And I actually think, and I might be doing this live on the show, which makes me sad because then we both won't have him at 6. I truly, truly liked his tape better than Emmanuel Pregnon.
Ooh, okay.
But then I just can't get away from the 33 and 5-inch arms, the 11-inch paws on him. Like, I just the 35 in the vert, showing the explosiveness in the legs. It's like everything
Mm.
tells me Pregnon should be better. Hell, everybody has Pregnon way above him. Hell, I liked Pregnon. He was like my interior O-line like 2 or 3 almost the
Right.
whole year, right?
Right.
And now all of a sudden he's down at 5, but I can't deny it. Like, I just feel like I like Basantis' tape a little more.
Sure.
And I feel like
understand that.
I should have him flipped, but I haven't
But you
committed
can
yet.
like a tape more and
Yeah, I
still
know.
like the potential of a guy better, and that's where it gets fun.
And then the last 2, 4, Keelan Routledge, who I've been on for a long time, and is it kind of weird that I've cooled off about the thing that everybody else has made him like? Everybody's hyping him up because he's so nasty and mean, and I
Right.
do want that in an interior alignment, but
Mhm.
the way people talk about him, it sounds like he's actually just a real ass. You know
No,
what I mean?
well, you don't want that.
So it's like I don't
You want
know.
hard
like,
nosed. You don't want
I'm
jerk.
nervous. Like, I can't tell if this is a mean, nasty old lineman or if this is a guy who's just going to piss off the whole locker room.
It's just a mean, nasty person.
Yeah,
Big
so
difference.
That's why I'm kind of reluctant, but
Yeah,
so I don't. 4 is his ceiling on my list, but he might move
Sure.
down too. I don't know. And then 3, my guy, dude. This is the my guy of the group. You can't even deny it.
Yeah.
It's Bo Stevens. Yeah,
Look, we
sucks
got him
that
in
I
the
got a
same
third
spot,
round
but
grade on him.
I'll
The only
give
reason
you,
what?
let's say we got him in the
Go
same
ahead.
spot, but he is your guy.
Yeah. And I was very tempted. I was super close to putting a second round grade on him, but I'm just terrified about him running the 5.3, 5.40 and a 1.82 10-yard split. That's missing
Sure.
the cut all over the board, which makes me nervous about the explosiveness. But I'm telling you, the guy's strong. His
Mhm.
tape's fantastic. His analytics are off the charts. Like I said, analytics, he's the same as Vega. I got to shut up. I told you I was only talking about 2, and I talked about all 4.
This is not surprising. Same guys
I
for me,
know.
by the way, just a slightly different order. I got Rutledge at 5, Pregnant at 4, and Stevens at 3. So, yeah, we're all kind of in the same ballpark with that. Top 2, I think they're going to be different because I know that there's one name you haven't said yet. So I'm guessing one of my guards
they
is
have
still
to
has
be.
the tackle.
Well, it has to be different. I already told you Fano is in this one. Was
Right.
it Fano or Fano? I say it different every time.
I'm saying Fano, but I'm not positive.
I don't even know that I've been consistent for one episode. I think every episode we brought him up, I've said it both ways.
You should just call him Spencer.
I don't like Fano. I like Fano better.
Okay, well, let's call him Fano until we're told otherwise. We did Bro Derek for the whole freaking year. Why not?
No, bro Joe. We
Bro
changed it. remember?
Joe. Yeah.
That's right. Well, 2 for okay, so I got Vega at 2, and then I got Fano at 1.
Sure. I don't have Fano on
And
this list.
I have a second round grade on Vega and a first round grade on Fano.
Sure. Yeah, I don't have Fano on this list because I still believe he's going to play guard. So I've actually got Dunker at 2 and Vega
It's so
at
funny.
1.
It's so funny because you're putting him at tackle. You think he's going to play guard. I have him at guard. I think he's going to play center.
What, Dunker?
Fano.
Oh, Fano. Yeah, we just keep moving.
So
Look,
we're
we talked
wrong
about
all
this.
over.
Yeah, we talked about this last episode. He is the best offensive lineman across the board in this draft. So play him where
Everyone
you
else
want.
says Vega, though. You and I just say Fano.
Yeah, well, that's because everybody just thinks Fano's. They're trying to figure
Did
out what
you-
to do with him. Like Vega.
Did you notice?
You know
have
what
you
he's gonna
listened to? Have you listened to one of the most recent ESPN?
No.
I think it was one of the Field Yates ones. Dude,
No.
Fano's arms grew again.
Are they 33 now?
They are an even 33 now.
Wow.
They were 32 in 1/8, and then don't quote me. I think they said it grew to 33 and 5/8 is what he had at his
Okay.
pro day, and now all of a sudden on
They're
their
33.
podcast saying his arms are actually 33, which
I-
would,
that's-
if that were true, then
Mhm.
I would put him back at a tackle.
That sounds like magic. We'll have to see.
This
And
is
who
great.
knows? Like I said, they've been debating it the last couple of years that there've been some funkiness when it comes to measurements, but that feels more like PR room than actual
Yeah.
medical room. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the one thing we can both agree on is Vega is a plug and play starter day one for whatever team you want to put him on. Everybody else, it's not like they wouldn't start day one, but there's questions as to scheme fit or personality fit or something, right? Outside of that, I personally believe Dunker will be a starter day one too, wherever they want to put him. It just questions what teams want to do with him. He probably ends up on the inside though.
I didn't see that's one of the weird ones. I think he ends up at guard as well, but I left him at tackle because of the arm length.
Well, yeah, again,
He's one
at
of those
least
guys
33
where,
and a half, yeah.
unless you literally are just drafting him to be a guard, which is very possible, I feel like he's one of those guys where you might draft and be like, all right, we're going to try him at tackle. Like if you have
Sure.
a need at tackle and guard, you
Yeah.
try him out at tackle. And be like,
100%,
okay.
yeah.
Let's
It
kick him
depends
in.
on who drafts him. Like say, and it could be a situation where like the Niners draft him. They've got Trent Williams, so they put Dunker at guard, and then maybe shift him out after a year or something like that. You, meanwhile, are going to deal with whatever crazy Huskies are doing behind you.
The weird thing is I heard a noise and I looked over and there's nothing there.
Oh,
so,
that's always fun in the basement.
Don't know what's going on.
Let's talk about what we're sipping on right now, because I've got the beer. I'm going to start with that, and then you can jump in on the bourbon on the back end. But I have got Donut Stop Believin'. And this is from Pigeon Hill, same place.
Action.
Exactly. Well, if you'll notice, there's a little can art that talks about South Detroit right there. So, they are leaning in pretty hard because there's the bus, So they're leaning in very hard on the can art. This is just a Long John Ale, chocolatey and cream filled. Took the midnight train down to Flavortown. I'm not going to sing along, but you get the idea. So this is it's kind of like it's trying to be, I don't know, a pastry ale kind of a thing. It's fine. As an ale goes, it definitely makes an ale taste better. You know what I mean? You see, from a baseline of an ale, this is better than a baseline ale, but it also doesn't feel like it's doing much. It's pleasant. It's fine. I have no complaints, but I don't get whatever donut vibe they're trying to do here personally.
I'm going to have to try that one and keep an eye out for it, because I usually find a lot of the Pigeon Hill stuff around here.
Yeah. Again, it's a Muskegon brewery. They make some good stuff. Salted Caramel Porter is probably one most people know from them. They got some other ones, and this one's fine. There's no complaints on it. It's probably like a 2.75 or something like that, but not something I'm seeking out again.
I Salted Caramel Porter. That's one of the ones that just hits you as fake.
Well, yeah, there's that.
In the face.
I was expecting more of that with this one, actually. And to their credit, it doesn't taste that fake. It just doesn't taste like a whole lot of anything, personally. That's just me. So
that's fair.
Everybody's looking for different things in flavor profiles. What are you sipping on there, sir? Because you have had some time for it to open up and breathe and swirl and
actually, that's a good segue, because I'll talk about the opening up and the breathing. But here's the crazy thing. I chose it only because this bottle's almost gone.
Aha.
At first, you can see it. Nobody else can see it unless you do one of those little clips.
Well, I probably
This is the dumbest bottle in all of bourbon. This little guitar pick bottle. Do you see what it's like? I have 10-inch hands.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest bottle to try to hold and pour. Oh, and look at this. Look at this.
Ooh, that was a good sound. It's a good sound.
What is this thing? It's like a spaceship. It's the ugliest cork, the ugliest bottle. I hate it. But I'm actually a big fan of 17.
This has the stuff in the inside.
I actually do like. That's why I deal with that bottle shape. It's one of the weirdest ones to try to pour out of. It's strange. You never know if you're supposed to pour it this way and have this big hump in it, or if you super palm it like a baseball.
Yeah,
mitt.
I think you just need to give it do your grip strength from the sides on that one. It's not fun.
But let's get to the juice, though. Here's the crazy thing. This is a store pick, so it's a little different than most, and it's foolproof. I don't know if I said that. I have the 1792 foolproof here, and it's a store pick, so those are a little unique. Those are single barrels, if you will. You buy a barrel, it's unique.
Always recommended
to try subtle differences. Oh, yeah. Store picks are, I've said this on previous episodes, but if you didn't hear it, one of my all-time favorite things to do, because if you aren't finding anything new and cool, or you don't want to pay secondary prices and you're looking for something unique or a little different, always go with a store pick, no matter what it is, because it's just going to be different. And if you find a place you trust or someone who runs a store that has a similar palate to you, they go taste these. And odds are, if they liked it, you're probably going to like it. So it's fun.
Literally the main reason why I would want to own a store.
Yes. Or just get in tight with a store and then maybe go do some store picks.
Yeah,
with
right.
them.
Be there.
Maybe I need to get on this. Yeah. I could probably swing that. I might be able to get in on that.
Get some friends to make.
The 1792 foolproof, though, when I first poured this thing, there was this heavy dark cherry is what I was thinking. Maybe it's just some sort of a red fruit that hit me, and it's like, man, this I haven't had it in a while. This is super pleasant and enjoying it. It was, you got all your traditional, oak and vibes. And the proof on this is 125 proofs, so it's got a little bit of bite.
Yeah,
but the proof comes across as like a white pepper. I feel like, I don't know why I say white. I feel like white pepper's got a little more bite than your standard ground pepper.
Yeah.
So there's a white pepper with the bite on it. Here's the crazy thing, though. What I was talking about, the segue there of the opening up and swirling and changing. all of that like dark red fruit or dark black cherry
Mm-hmm.
notes, all gone. It's been completely replaced with this like oaky caramel thing. The
Mm-hmm.
white pepper's still there. Still, I think I like it about the exact same, but I guess it's a bit of a shapeshifter is
There you
what
go.
I'm getting, because the notes, I mean, they have to still be there,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
But I don't know. It's changing quite a bit. I really enjoy 1792. If you go the 1792 small batch, because the full proof, it's kind of hit or miss when you see it in a store.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you, for a bourbon around $30, one of the best values there is.
There you go. All right. And the reminder that you can find those all over the place because store picks happen, here, there, and everywhere for different things. So if you like a nosh, go grab yourself one that's a little more special. All right.
Now I'm getting some sort of weird, like I don't know, like a black licorice. It's strange.
Fun.
It's changing. This is a shapeshifter bottle.
Which is great
Literally.
because, again, one of the nice things about those kinds of bottles is if you get a different sip every time you're doing something, it can be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
It is fun.
How many defensive and their nose tackle, big dudes in the middle do we usually have drafted every year?
This is one of the ones that has changed a significant amount to me since 2004. Okay, so since 04, 22.
Mm-hmm.
Last 3 years, 25. It's gone up 3. So there's definitely
like some large men.
Is this an Aaron Donald effect?
Maybe.
What year was he drafted? 2014.
Sure.
2015 to now, the average is it's still only 21.45.
Well, a lot of it is,
you know what it
last
was?
year
It's
there was
this past
20,
year.
30 guys.
30.
Yeah. Right. The last year there was heavy on both D-line and linebacker from the look of things, kind of bumped those numbers up. Man, yeah, makes things interesting. So that being
safe
said,
to say, bet the under of 25.
Right. Chances are we're not going to hit 30 again, I don't think. So
No,
we'll see what we have to do.
That.
I mean, again, we talked about this a minute ago. Like, this is a class that has a lot of intriguing guys on the back end, a lot of rotational pieces.
Yep.
But if you want a game-changing interior defensive tackle, you might want to wait for next year. And I don't even know who it's going to be next year, but you might want to wait for next year.
Yeah, there's a huge chunk of day 3 guys. So I don't
Now go ahead. What do you got?
I'd have to go 25 to 8. I have 7 that are on day 1.
Why don't we do 5, 6, and 7 then? We'll do 4th as its own little tier. See if that'll break it up a little more, or not. Do you only have one guy in the 4th round?
I only have 2 in the 4th. So
nice.
I'll just
screw it.
I'll
do
just
it.
do
big run. Let's go.
All right, big run. 25, Dante Corleone, Cincinnati.
Ooh, hating.
24, Dominic Orange, Iowa State. Yeah,
hating.
Those are the 2 I'm hating on. I don't know. I just don't see it.
Sure.
Not yet. Anyway, I reserve the right to change my mind until April 23rd. 23, Nick Barrett from South Carolina. 22, Tyler Oyendim. I butchered that. From Texas A&M. 21, Brandon Cleveland, North Carolina State. 20, James Thompson Jr., Illinois. 19, David Gusta from Kentucky. 18, Jackie Marshall, Baylor. 17, another haterade for me here, Skylar Gill Howard. And here's the news.
Rude.
And guess what? I have 25 to 17, all 7th round grades.
Well, you can be wrong on some of those guys. That's fine by me.
I told you it's my worst position. It is what it is. 16, starting the 6th round grade. I only have 2 of these. I got Landon Robinson from Navy, and then I got a small school guy. Small school guy with Caleb Proctor.
Right. That's about where I got him.
5th round grades. I'm going to go 14 to 10 here. 14, I have Albert Regis from Texas A&M. 13, this is where I start to get intrigued a little more. And I can't lie, I'm intrigued by Proctor and Robinson, to small school, tiny. That started
as you should be
a little bit. But 13, sorry. Daryl Jackson Jr., who's tumbled. He was super high on my list. He's just moved down throughout the whole year. 12, Devin Eastern from Minnesota.
Okay.
Love both big guys. I love those guys. And then 11, DeMonte Capehart from Clemson.
Okay.
10, Rayshon Benny from Michigan. Now we're into the 4th round grades. And again, I only have 2, so it's 9 and 8. 9, I have Zane Durant.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk about him a little bit in this group because I told you I didn't want to fall
head over heels for that man.
Yeah, I didn't
Right.
want to, just because of the workout warrior vibes. Like I understand his stats weren't all that bad, but I needed to go watch the tape because his workout was insane. Smaller dude. So here's the thing: he's a slippery fella. I'll give you that. And he's like the little Energizer bunny. Give you that. He can be dangerous if you have a plan, you figure out how to work him in,
and you got a big in next to him.
But I did see on tape where, and I'm not saying he's not strong or anything. I think he is strong, but I did see in tape at the college level where he
got moved around.
Old lineman can move him around if he can get caught and
that's
get stuck.
That's why you got to pair him with a big one.
Yeah,
like you put him next to a nose tackle. We put him next to a Deontay Walker like we had last year, some giant human, Xavier Harris, whatever, then maybe you got something going on there. Deion Walker, sorry.
And then 8, the other guy in the 4th round grade here, I got Xavier Harris from Ole Miss.
There you go. So again, if you put Xavier Harris and Zane Durant together, maybe you got something going because Harris is so stinking huge. Yeah. I'll rip through my list. It's got a lot of the same names, a couple different ones. Cameron Ball from Arkansas is at 25. Gusta from Kentucky, you mentioned at 24. You mentioned Brandon Cleveland, he's 23. Nick Barrett's 22. Albert Regis is 21. Devin Eastern, who you like better than I do, is at 20. Again, he's 6'6", 290, so he's one of those guys that's kind of a weird tweener. What are they going to do with him kind of a guy for me? Yep. I think he has certain potential, but I think a team needs to figure out what they want to do with him. Rayshawn Benny's at 19. I like Rayshawn Benny. I just don't like him enough.
Run that back. I got Eastern at 6'5", 315, 34-inch arms.
I saw 6'6", 290 at one point for him. So we'll have to do a little digging on him because that's a very different body shape.
I'll pull it up while you talk.
Yeah, Rayshawn Benny at 19. 18 is Renee Conga from Louisville. 17, Tim Keenan III from Alabama. At 16 is where I've got Caleb Proctor. 15, DeMonte Capehart. 14 is Xavier Harris, which I thought I would have higher, but I just kept finding guys that I liked a tiny bit better than him. 13 is where I've got Dominique Orange, Big Citrus. And here's the thing about him real quick. He is a guy who, if you look at his tape, he just looks like he's athletic. He looks like he's, getting after it. And then you look at his stats and it's like, he looks like he didn't do anything. So trying to reconcile a guy who seems like he has some moves in his highlights, but then doesn't really do anything when you look at the analytics and the counting, et cetera, that's a bit of an issue. Okay, so 6'5", 315. I must have been reading something wrong somewhere that people had up. Maybe they had him listed at 290 at one point. So yeah, 315 puts him definitely much more in the conversation as a D tackle. 290 is like a weird tweener 3-4 end kind of position. But yeah, and then at 12 is where I've got Dante Corleone, which is, again, it's a crazy roller coaster ride we had with him when he was sitting in like the top 3 at one point 3 years ago. And he's just continued to kind of slide a bit. Landon Robinson, the undersized man from Navy, I've got at 11. Caleb Banks is at 10 because I just don't trust him to hit his ceiling. Daryl Jackson Jr. at 9. Zane Durant is sitting there at 8. That's a whole bunch of guys that are day 3 guys basically across the board. And again, Caleb Banks might surprise some people because a lot of people have him as a first-round guy or a fringe first, second-round guy. I am terrified that this dude is going to he's got the biggest bust potential of anyone in this position group, in my opinion. He also has probably the highest ceiling of anybody in this position group, so that terrifies me. The only team that can take him is
I agree with all of that.
Yeah, a team that has the right infrastructure can take him. Anybody else is just kidding themselves. If he goes to the Jets, he's in trouble.
7. I'll just do the 3rd round grades here. I don't have any first round grades. I don't know about you. I don't have any first round D line. Okay.
Sorry, guys.
So I'm going to go 7 to 3, and we'll save the top 2 because, my goodness, have I done some crazy stuff. 7, I have Lee Hunter from Texas Tech. 6, I have who you just talked about, Caleb Banks. I'll talk about him a little bit from this group, even though you already did. Totally agree with everything you said. Highest ceiling, definitely lowest floor, definitely the biggest bust potential. I look at his tape from a year ago, not this past year, so 2 years. I don't know how you want to say that. 2 years ago.
Sure, yeah, from 2024.
Yeah. Absolutely love the tape. I took him super high. We did our little head-to-head mock. Still absolutely love that tape. The size, the strength, the motor, just the way he plays was absolutely awesome. this was a small sample size this year. I saw flashes of that, but he didn't really get into it because it was such a shortened season. Right. And even half of what he did play was when he was trying to come back and play on that injured foot. Well, since then, he even worked out at the combine on an injured foot. He's had surgery on that thing. I'm just telling you, a 327-pound guy with this foot injury that lingered and late to the game having surgery, it scares me.
Yeah. Should be nervous.
Me. Like, you need your feet, like, that's holding a lot of weight. So I'm a little nervous. But I'm just here to tell you that's why I totally agree. He has the highest ceiling of anyone in this thing, but I still have him at 6. 5, Caden McDonald, Ohio State.
Hey, we tied.
Nice. Wow, we're way lower than everybody else.
Well, but again, we see a big old chonker who can suck up blocks in the middle, and that's about it.
Yep.
He's not a game wrecker for me. He is going to be a very serviceable starter for a long time in the NFL as just a space eater. But that's all he is. And you don't draft those guys in the first round.
Totally agree. Which is why I have a third-round grade on him, because he'll probably go in the second round, or should go in the second round. 4th, I have Peter Woods, another hot take, if you will. Yep. Well, it is what it is. Here's the thing, Peter Woods. I guess I'm going to talk a little bit about him. He just seems so, I don't know, like, I want to say polished? It seems like he's undersized.
Efficient?
Because he's not really. But they really move. He's got a lot of tape where he lines up his edge. And it's like, he doesn't look like an edge rusher. He's not an edge rusher, so he doesn't impress me when he's out there. Maybe that he could do that in a pinch is cool to know, but he just really doesn't impress me as a D tackle either. I don't know if that's just because they moved him around. He never really owned like full term, like a position. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I don't see what everybody else sees. The only thing that I like is the potential and the age. He's barely 21, so I feel like he could develop and be like, he could be the best one in here. Could. Right. Have him in the top 4. It's not awful, but it is what it is. And then 3, Christian Miller, Georgia.
There you go. I will tell you this. I think Peter Woods has the second highest ceiling of anybody outside of Caleb Banks, with a much better opportunity to hit that ceiling than Caleb Banks does, I think, because it seems like he's got his head on his shoulders a little better. That being said, I understand the concerns. Not talking about him just yet. 7 is where I got Skylar Gill-Howard. I don't care that he was hurt. Wow. I don't care that he might be a little undersized. Absolutely love everything about the guy. Probably going to regret that one in a few years. Lee Hunter's teammate is at 6. Again, if I had a choice, even though I have Caden McDonald positioned 1 higher, if I had a choice between Caden McDonald and Lee Hunter on my team, I'd probably take Lee Hunter just because I think he would be better in the locker room.
Champ.
He'd be so much fun to have around your team, right? 4 and 3 is where I've got the 2 guys that you're going to talk about at 2 and 1, obviously, because I haven't heard those yet. Christian McClellan is 4, Grayson Halton is 3. Why don't you talk about those 2, since you're going to be the only one who has those 2 guys at that spot, outside of their family members?
The only person. Dude, I don't know. And maybe it continues the trend of me being wrong with the D tackles, but I'll go in order here. 2, Christian McClellan, Missouri. He's 6'4", like 313, 34-inch arms, 11-inch paws. You don't know much else. He didn't do anything other than like at the combine as far as the testing goes, But when you watch his tape, I just see a guy who uses the length, the weight. He's strong. He's got that motor, the nastiness. I see him moving people. He's good in the run game. He gets in the backfield and causes pressure in the passing game. So these are the main 2, him and Grayson Halton, that I see, where I see like good length, strength, some pass rushing moves, and still solid against the run game. They have that energy about them, and just I don't know. Like, you tell, am I crazy?
Well, let me give you some breakdowns. PFF has them at 70 and 125. And all 3 of them have Halton higher. 70, 125. Tankathon has them at 83 and 110, and Mock Draft Database has them at 79 and 116. So I will say
I have them both in my top. Well, let me see.
Top 32.
You say what you got to say.
I will say this.
They're not my
Everyone
top 32.
has moved Grayson Halton up considerably from where he was halfway through the season.
Not me. He's been chilling there.
Right, exactly. Everybody's catching up to you a little bit. They just haven't fully caught up to you, because now Halton's sitting at like 6 or 7 or 8 on a lot of these lists. Roughly in that ballpark. McClellan's kind of in the 8 to 12 range, so they're somewhere between 6 and 12 for everybody, and you've got them at 1 and 2.
I guarantee you they'll both be in my top 50.
There you go. And neither of them are in the top 50 on everybody else's consensus boards right now, which is part of the fun. So defend those boys. And do you need anything else, you think, besides what you already said?
No, I did. Like, I see that they can, on tape, I see them being dual threat defensive tackles. They're not just run stuffers. They're not just space eaters. They're not just pass specialists. They've got that versatility, and most of all, they've got that motor and the meanness. And I don't know. I see something different. Like when my eyes tell me this is different than everyone else that I've watched.
There you go. That pretty much covers it, dude. Know. And that's why this is fun. And this also might be why JP is terrible at this. We'll find out within this group. Exactly. All right. Any final thoughts on all of these rankings before we start getting into some fun stuff over the next few weeks?
Man, just what I said. This show, these positions, the trench interior guys, still unsettled for me. So more work to do.
Well, we got a lot of fun coming for you. You've already prefaced a couple of the names that you're going to be talking about next episode. It's My Guys and Busts, one of your favorite ones we do in the run-up to the draft.
That's where you're shooting your shots. But
and reminding people.
I talk about the My Guys all year. The reason it's one of my favorite episodes is the bust. And what I demand is there has to be at least a couple, like, you got to take a couple shots.
Take a couple swings.
Like,
sure.
Oh, yeah, from guys that you know are first-round locks. And here's the thing. The reason I say you got to do that is, in theory, at least half, if not more, of the first round doesn't work out. Man.
Right, exactly. And that's the thing.
So
we're not trying
you've got a 50-50 shot.
Right. We're not trying to curse any of these guys, but it's kind of what it's looking at. So one thing I will tell you, dude, we need to have, I know we talked about how to figure out the My Guys. We're not going to try to force My Guys because you can't do that, either because you're not confident in a guy or you're retconning something. But I will force this. We need to come up with at least one bust for each position group.
I'm down with that.
That's happening. So we're going to have some fun with that. We'll come back with those guys. Plus, we did a little.
That would be real. I'm just thinking off the top of my head, like that would actually be harder than I initially thought. Like quarterback, because like, how do you call somebody drafted on day 3 a bust? Because there might only be 2 on the first. You know what I mean? It might only be Ty Simpson and Mendoza, so that might be your only 2. You got to pick one of those.
We'll have a little bit of flexibility for some. Like we're not going to have kickers on a bust list, right? We'll have a little flexibility with that, but I guess in that case, instead of maybe a bust, it's the quarterback that everyone else is way too high on that you don't think is going to pan out. Well, right. Just a little spoiler alert for some of you out there. At least one of those 2 guys will come up there. That's going to be next time. We also did our next heads-up draft so we can kind of poke fun at ourselves 3 years down the road. We'll get you that with all that stuff next time. The Draft Guy.